Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about another important topic in the what you called environmental issues. That is about the people's participation in conservation of forest. See, you know very well, day by day our forests, what you called deforestation is going on. Day by day, human population is increasing and causing deforestation. It's a very dangerous problem to the human and even wildlife also. Deforestation affects what? So many are there. We won't get the rain. If you won't get the rain, no agriculture, no growth of the plants and trees, no food for human beings, no shelter for the wild animals. So many effects it will leads to draft conditions, and it is a threat to the complete life on the earth. So we should have to protect our forest. In that point of view, some people started participation in conservation of forests. People's participation in the conservation of forests. We are discussing. One woman, she is a great lady. She's a bold lady, very dynamic personality. Her name is Amrita Devi Bishoni. Her name is Amrita Devi Bishoni. She's a brave lady from what you called Kejarli. The village name is Kejarli village of Jodhpur district, Rajasthan state. She sacrificed her life. She sacrificed her life. What you called? She sacrificed her life for what? She sacrificed her life to maintain Bishoni Dharma. In 1730, Kejri trees Maharaja Abhay Singh, ruler of Marwar Kingsman. So, what about Amrita Devi? Amrita Devi was a brave lady from Kejrali village of Jodhpur, Rajasthan. She sacrificed her life to maintain Bishoni Dharma in 1730. So Maharaja Abhay Singh, what's his name? One of the king, Maharaja Abhay Singh, a ruler of Marwar, Rajasthan state, wanted long green Kejri trees to burn lime for the construction of his new palace. So Kejri trees required for construction of his palace. Who Maharaja Abhay Singh, ruler of Marwar. So since there was a lot of greenery in the Bishoni communities are there, very greenery is there. So when she came to know about the cutting of trees by the kingsman, she and many others had hugged. She and many others are hugged the trees and the caged trees to save from cutting. But Kingsmen killed Amrita Devi. Kingsmen killed Amrita Devi along with more than 363 Bishonis. So when the king ordered to the what he called soldiers to cut the trees, that message got that Amrita Devi and immediately went and hugged the trees along with her 363 Bishonis. So what the people kingsmen killed Amrita Devi along with more than 363 Bishonis. So very brave. It was a Tuesday, Black Tuesday in Kesarali. Black Tuesday in Kesarali. So government of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Government of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh prestigious what he called what happened Madhya Pradesh initiated the prestigious state level award for protection and excellent contribution to the protection and conservation of wildlife. Excellent protection and conservation of wildlife. Who? Amrita Devi Bishoni. Amrita Devi Bishoni, Kesarali She is a great brave lady. She sacrificed her life for protection of forest. This is the one of the inspirational message for the public. Why? Because she sacrificed her life only for the protection of what he called the forest. Not only her, her supporters 363 what he called Bishonis, 363 Bishonis in the Rajasthan, Jodhpur district, Kesarali. Next, another person came. He is such a great personality. His name is Sundar Lal Bahuguna. Sundar Lal Bahuguna. So, Chipko movement. What's the movement name? Chipko movement resisted the destruction of forest India in 1976. So, Sundarlal Bahuguna is the leader for this movement, hugged the trees and prevented the felling of trees by contractors. Prevented felling of trees by contractors. So, contractors ready to kill is the trees. So, that time the Sundarlal Bahuguna hugged the trees and opposed the contractors for cutting off trees. So, such a great legend, Sundar Lal Bahuguna. That movement is called Chipko movement in the 1970s. Next one, Forest Man of India. Such a very inspirational person. He's a very inspiration to all the young Indians, youth. So, the Forest Man of India name is Jadhav Payang. So, who created 1360 acres? You see, you believe or not, he created 1360 acres forest wasteland to forest. He was born in Arunasapori. One area name is Arunasapori, a river island on the Brahmaputra. A river island on Brahmaputra. He had just completed his 10th class exams. Aruna, who Jadev Payang, he completed just 10th class exams in 1979. Who, in which year? In 1979, he completed just 10th class. Then, started to sow the seeds and shoots on the eroded island covered with sand and silt. So he started, after his 10th class, he started immediately sowing the seeds and what? And sand, cover the island with the sand and silt. So completely he sowed the seeds. 36 years later, how many years later? 36 years later, he had converted the once unproductive land to forest. 36 years later, that wasteland, unproductive land into forest. So that's a great personality. Jadhav Payang, 1360 acres wasteland he made converted into forest. So right now in that Payang's forest, 5 Royal Bengal tigers, 100 deers, wild birds. What do you call that is? Wild birds. Very, very important. Wild birds. Okay. Next, vultures and several species of birds. Wild birds. Okay. Very, very important. This is a very important. Wild birds are there. Okay. Next, what happened? The Royal Bengal tigers, wild boar, not birds. This is the boar, wild boar. Okay, wild boar and vultures and several species of birds. Wild boar and several species vultures and several species of birds. So Jawaharlal Nehru University invited, so you know very well Jawaharlal Nehru University invited Payang in 2012 on Earth Day and honored him with the title of Forest Man of India. So, what's the title? Forest Man of India. The President APJ Abdul Kalam felicitated him with a cash award in Mumbai. The same year, he received the Padma Shri. Even he got the Padma Shri also, Jadhav Payam. So, such a great personality, Jadhav Payam. So, even the Indian Constitution also stresses on the importance of the role of the people protecting their environment. So, protection of environment is everyone's responsibility. See, once Abdul Kalam given cash award to him and even Padma Shri by government of India because he converted the wasteland into forest, not 1 acre, 2 acres. 1360 acres he made a forest. Such a great personality. So next next one is the another important ecos on toilets. It's a very important. Every about 150 liters of waste human excreta is coming daily from India. So ecological sanitation is a sustainable system for handling human excreta by using dry composting toilets. Dry composting toilets. Okay, this is a very important. So sustainable ecological sanitation. We called eco-san toilets, ecological sanitation. It is human excreta by using dry composting toilets. Eco-san toilets not only reduce wastewater generation but also generate the natural fertilizer from natural fertilizers will become from the human excreta. So it is used to very useful for the agriculture and eco-san toilets are used in where in the several parts of India and Sri Lanka. So what is the main important concept of this eco-san toilets? We can get the fertilizers from human excreta that is useful for the fertilizers and reducing the sewage. Okay, this is a very important. Okay, not only reduce the wastewater generation but also generates the natural fertilizers. So it is a very useful to control the pollution and protects the environment. So that is what we called ecos on toilets. Next chapter. So up to this our environment chapter completed, environmental related issues completed. The next important chapter, that is biodiversity and its control. Biodiversity and its control is the most important point. So that one we have to discuss. The plants, animals, microorganisms are living on the earth, right? They are making world making beautiful. Because of plants, animals, the world makes the beautiful. Because of plants and animals, microorganisms, the world is becoming very beautiful place to be living. So living organisms exist anywhere. Living organisms exist almost everywhere from mountain peaks to ocean depths. The living organisms. See, once imagine our earth, how beautiful our earth in the natural spots. Very beautiful. Why? Because of the plants, animals, microorganisms. They are making the world as a beautiful world. So, the living organisms exist almost all places on the earth, like mountain peaks, even ocean depths. So according to their habitats, from deserts to the rainforest also they will be present. According to their habitat, their behavior, their size, the shape, color will be there. The remarkable diversity of living organisms forms an inseparable and significant part of our planet. So it's a very useful, very good, okay, beauty to our planet. But because of because of increasing human population, it's a serious threat to biodiversity. human population, non-stop increasing human population. So what is happening? It's a very dangerous and very serious threats to the our biodiversity. So in this chapter, biodiversity chapter, what we will discuss is, shall we discuss biodiversity concepts, levels, magnitude and pattern, and also what we will discuss importance of biodiversity, biogeographical regions of India, threats to biodiversity, causes of biodiversity loss, extinction, and biodiversity conservation we will be discussing. First of all, biodiversity means what? 1992 UN Earth Summit defined biodiversity, okay, as the variability among living organisms, from all sources, from all sources, terrestrial, marine, what you called, and other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are a part. So, which they are a part. This is very, very important. So, this is the, what is that one? Variability among living organisms from all sources, terrestrial, marine, other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complex of which they are a part. Like that, biodiversity will be there. 1992 UN Earth Summit defined biodiversity, variability among living organisms from all sources like terrestrial, marine, okay, other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complex of which they are a part. So in this concept, what are the bits, need related bits, in the sense, first, 1730, who is the king? Maharaja Abhay Singh, the ruler of Marwar. So Amrita Devi Bishani killed by that king's man. Next, Chipko movement, another important bit about the people's participation in conservation of forest. Chipko movement, 1970s, Sundarlal Bahuguna. Next, very inspiring story about forest man of India, Jadav Payang. 1360 acres wasteland he made into forest. Such a great personality. Even he got a cash prize from the Abdul Kalam, and he got Padma Shri from Indian government also. So Jawaharlal Nehru University invited Payang on 2012 on Earth Day, and they given the honor with the name Forest Man of India. Next, biodiversity, its control chapter, introduction we started. What is biodiversity and its control? What is biodiversity? You know very well. Living, variability among living organisms. So life is common, but different forms of the life is there on the earth. So variability among the living organisms from all sources, terrestrial, marine, okay, other aquatic ecosystems, and the ecological complexes of which they are a part, all will be considered as a biodiversity. So like this, very important concepts are there in this one. Tomorrow's class we will discuss about what is biodiversity, what is threats of biodiversity, what is concept of biodiversity, level of biodiversity, magnitude of biodiversity, okay, like that we will discuss about biodiversity related, and what are the problems of biodiversity, why we are losing biodiversity, and which area, what is the problem, what are the quartered evil, okay, and what is red data book. So many things are there to discuss about biodiversity. But up to this today about Amrita Devi Bishoni, and another one, Bishoni, government of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, prestigious state level award, what you call Amrita Devi Bishoni's, okay, Smriti Award, Amrita Devi Bishoni Smriti Award, about Chipko movement related information, Jadev Payang, Jadao Payang. So that person information like this we discussed today. Useful, you remember this all the things.